Okay. There it goes. Shit, it's dark in here.
There you are.
Fuck. Hold on a second.
Hold on, we got our co-host for the night as well. We got Dippy.
Oh.
We got our co-host for the night, Dippy.
Hey. That's sick, man. I like his fur, his coat. The black and white's cool.
He's actually, I hate to be a stickler. He's gray and white, but with my camera, I have such a cheap computer. I'm using the computer camera.
I feel it. I just bought
But
this
he's
one
a gray
just
and
for.
white boy.
I just bought this one. I haven't had a camera this whole time. But yeah, mine's he's black and white, so we call him socks, because his feet are white, so they look like he has socks. So that's.
See, Dippy comes with a brother who's a tuxedo cat. Black and white, looks like he's wearing a tuxedo. His name's Chicken Nugget. Because you
Chicken
can't
nugget?
have your chicken nuggets without your Dippy sauce. And then the one you just saw her tail go by, that's Hermione.
Okay, nice. So
Yeah,
how many do you?
this is
how many do you
Hermione.
have? How many cats do you got?
I have enough. Let me put it that. I have enough cats.
Most definitely.
We'll say 12. We'll say 12.
Well,
They keep my mom happy
yeah.
and me as well. I like being a
They're-
cat dad.
I feel like they're very low maintenance. So they're like, if you have 12 dogs, that's another story. I feel like you have 12 cats. It's
Oh yeah.
pretty normal to take care of those. Not too bad.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Like we have a couple that have health issues, like Jimmy. He's gotta have fluid injections each day.
Ooh.
Well, not
Does he,
each day, every other day so far. He's got kidney disease.
does he give you a lot of trouble with that, or does he just take it real easy?
Um, Sometimes he takes it really easy. Other times he'll get really agitated with it,
Hmm.
and like we'll have to. And so
Okay. Nice. Yeah, we used to have to give our dogs pills and shit and cheese and peanut butter just so they would eat it because they would refuse. They
Oh, yeah.
refuse it.
see, with cats, he can't. When it comes to pills, it's a lot more difficult to give them pills. Okay, Hermione, please get down. And she comes right back. She comes
said-
right back. She is Boomerang Cat.
She said, no, I'm staying here, sir. This is my spot." I feel it. So,
Oh yeah.
so what's up, man?
But tonight,
What have you been doing all day?
I will say, I've really, I've really been on all day. I had a couple of AA meetings today because I'm sober 30 days.
Sober 30 days?
Sorry, 31 because 31. No, 32 days.
Nice. Oh yeah, congratulations, my guy.
Yep.
You're a better man than me.
I got sober. I don't smoke weed anymore. I don't drink anymore. I had an incident happen and I knew I had to get sober.
Well, I mean,
I
everybody
knew I had
has
to
that.
because it. Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
But
everybody,
you know,
everybody has their own thing, man. Like, some people can't smoke weed
Yeah.
after a point. Some can't drink after a point. Everybody has their vice that they can't handle, you know.
like
to
I
a
smoked
degree.
for 16 years. I smoked for 16 years, but I got up to the point I was smoking like 3 ounces in 3 days.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That is pretty. But I mean,
Yeah.
I can't say, like, I don't know. Like, if I had the money, like when I had the money in college, we'd all go in on ounces and we'd smoke an ounce every 3 or 4 days among 3 of us, and that was a lot of weed at the time. And I didn't really
Yeah.
think that was crazy. I thought that was just Because your
Well, let
tolerance
me put
gets
it in
crazy.
a little more perspective. I used to carry about 20 joints in a joint case on me. And before I would get up to do a 5-minute set, I'd smoke about 13 joints just trying to calm down.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I'd go
Damn.
up on stage obliterated.
Just go up there and then. Okay. Yeah. I did that with alcohol. Alcohol was my stress reliever. Like I would at least have 2 to 3 beers when I was first doing shows, and it just kills the nerves. Weed did the opposite for me, but it actually makes it's like a 50-50. Like if I smoke a fat ass blunt, and I feel like you guys helped me with my tolerance, because I stopped smoking like blunts in general for years. I just smoked bongs and bowls, joints occasionally, but I never really smoked like that, like in the past like 4 years. And when I started doing comedy and I come into these spots, and like the one night was insane. I think you were the one that was rolling up fucking doobie after doobie, and it got to the point where everybody had 2 blunts because we couldn't pass them no longer. And I was like,
I remember that.
I was like, this is awesome. I haven't had this since college. But
At
then
least I think I remember that.
when I got on stage
It's been
though,
a while.
I was fucking gone. When I got on stage, I was like, my voice was raspy because I was smoking so much weed, and then I was like, oh god, I fucked up and got blowed. I was like, I didn't know. But it was alright though. It wasn't that bad. You guys broke my tolerance. Now I can smoke again. My tolerance sucked. Well, I guess it's a good thing though, because like I could pack like half a bong, hit it, and be high, good and high for like an hour or 2. I couldn't do that back in the day. I'd have to smoke like 3 blunts daily on my like regular day of go to work, come home. I'd have like 3-4 blunts before I even come home, and then I come home and have another couple blunts. And so I think I thought about that too myself, because the blunt thing, I'm like, this is probably the worst way to smoke in general. Like at least when I smoke
because you're
bong,
getting both tobacco and weed.
Yeah, so I'm like, at least I'm doing it better, you know? Like I'm not doing the
Well,
worst
I
way.
started smoking blunts. My sister, very strong, powerful black woman. Like she's almost 50 years old, and she's the one that taught me to roll a blunt.
She the old school inspiration.
Oh yeah, she's old school. She's old
Hell
school. She's actually one of the ones that pushed me into comedy a couple years back. So
Oh yeah.
she's part of the reason I started this. Her and my landlord. They both
Nice.
thought I would be good at this.
Yeah.
Okay, Hermione, please
Honestly-
stop, hon.
Honestly, you're one of the best. You actually make me fucking laugh. Like a lot of comics, I'll give them respect for doing it, but you actually make me laugh. Like I remember when you first did that one bit. I don't know if it was the first time you did it, but the first time I seen it, when you're like, I make the. How do you say it? You're like, I bang the pussy up. I bang the pussy up.
Oh,
up,
my
up.
music medley. My music medley. I'm often asked what's like to be autistic, and I gotta
Yeah.
tell you, it's like having 7 radio stations playing in your head at once.
Yep. That is
Now,
a good
now I
bit.
do it where I just jump into the medley. I don't even list the artists anymore. I just jump into the medley, and like it gets people like going with the songs.
Yeah.
And
It's a
then
combo.
like it works perfectly. It really does. And you know, I've heard people call it hack material to like sing Neil Diamond on stage, but I'm like, it's a perfect opener for that medley.
Yeah. Like
It's
that's
perfect.
not. I feel like some people just get really nitpicky when it comes to material. Like you have to do it exactly how they picture it in their head. And it's like, what's wrong with singing a song What does that got to do with, like, it's funny? If you
Well,
can make
I
it
took a
funny,
class and the teacher was like, "You should probably lose the singing bit. I don't dig the singing bit." And like all the other comedians that have seen me do the singing bit that were in that class, they were like, "That actually gets a really good response."
hmm, I feel
Like
like
it.
those comedy
I got
classes
told.
are very, like, biased. I feel like just like what I just said,
Oh,
everyone has a different
I
style.
guarantee it.
So then, how are these teachers gonna be like pompously telling you exactly what's funny, even though you have your own idea of funny? An audience, every audience has a different idea of what's funny, and you want to like cherry pick it and make it. Well, you should probably not do the singing bit. That is, and then try to do some bullshit explanation as to why that's not good for the bit. I'm like, fuck it, dude. If it makes people laugh, what's the problem? And if it's good, I think it's a good
I
bit.
had a friend who's an actor. This was back in, I think it was in November. Yeah, it was like November 19th, I think. Yeah, November 19th, I had like 15 people come out to the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase because I worked at a haunted house the previous month, and a bunch of people like organized to come out and see me perform one of the open mics because I had given them all free tickets,
Okay.
and they all showed up. It ended up getting me guaranteed stage time, but one of the actors that I worked with, he came up to me and he's like, "Dylan, you have funny bones, my friend." And I'm like, "Funny bones? What does that mean?" And he's like, "Well, there were people up there saying funny stuff, but they weren't saying it in a funny way. You were saying funny stuff and you were saying it in a funny way."
Right. So like they're kind of like deadpan, and you're like personal. Like your personality comes out, where they probably just say
Yeah,
words, like read it off of teleprompter type shit, which isn't the same.
yeah, like there's sometimes people don't get the inflections that you need for certain bits. And then other times like it's all comedy is relative to the person doing it.
Right.
Yet again. And it all depends on your audience too. Like I can go to some places and they don't like my raunchy material. But I go to other places and they fucking love it. Like in Toledo, they crave the raunch. They want the raunch. They love the raunch. They yearn for the raunch.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like comedy in general, people really want to hear some crazy shit after all of this terrible, um,
Yeah.
politically correct shit. I feel like a lot of people are just bored with that, and they want to hear something crazy.
Oh yeah.
And I
Well, they're
try.
like in Ann Arbor, they don't like raunchy comedy. Like they won't book you at the showcase if you do raunchy comedy. Really, they won't
Really?
book you if you're a beginner. Basically, it's a lot of comedy clubs won't book you if you're just straight raunchy because there's so many raunchy people out there. They want smarter comedy, and
I guess I can see
if
where
you
that's coming
notice,
from,
like,
but it depends on the raunchy too, because like if it's just because you cuss, that sucks because you can be a really smart comic and curse, but if you're just up there talking about dicks, pussy, and cum, and just like you don't have a sense of comedy, you just up there talking weird. That's
well,
different.
that's like I got told my pussy eating material, like my pickup lines in my poem, those are all considered hack material.
Why is that considered hack material though?
Because it's about eating pussy, and I was told nobody wants to hear that. I'm like, okay,
I
tell that
actually
to the
was
people in Toledo.
I was gonna actually take a bit from Robin Williams because it's such a good bit, and he stole a lot of bits, so I can't, I can't feel too sorry. But the bit is about eating pussy, and I was like, I can do that bit. That's a good bit. And all he does is take his elbow, and it's just acting like, what do women see when they look at us eating pussy? And he's like, so from your perspective, all you see from down up there is, oh, and then he just goes deep into fucking licking the shit out of his up. He's just like going, and then I forget what else he said in his bit, but it was a really good bit. That's raunchy as fuck, but it's hilarious and it's something that everybody can relate to.
Well,
Like
that's like
every woman's
I
gotten their
love
pussy
going up
raped.
there.
I don't get it.
I
If
love
they relate to it, isn't that the fucking point? Like every dude should be laughing at that, and every woman should be laughing at that because they probably looked down at their dude and he looked goofy while she was nutting. Like that's funny.
Well, a lot of comedy clubs are of the mindset you have to earn your time to be raunchy. You have to earn that right. You have to prove you can actually write like stuff that's not just straight raunch and from the gutter, which is kind of hard for me. Like writing cleaner material is very difficult. I've been doing it, and it is not the easiest thing.
I think if
It
I
is
wanted
not.
to do if I wanted to do clean material, which I think I have a couple bits that are clean, but if I wanted to really try and be clean, I would write my bits the way I write my bits, and then I would just take out all the cuss words and try to find like syllables that go along with it, you know, that I can fit another word in, maybe. I don't know, but I'm not good at being clean because it is hard to resist just to say a cuss word. But I've done it before. I've done a whole bit or two or three without cussing at all, and they still work. But
I've done clean sets and gotten laughs, but not as heavy laughs like I've gotten with my raunchy stuff. But then there's some places they don't want raunchy material. They want clean material. Like Ann Arbor is a very fickle city to work in. It is one of the most fickle places you will ever fucking work.
Honestly, if I'm thinking about it right now, a clean comic audience would probably be really fucking easy compared to a raunchy audience. Like when we're in Toledo and we have these bars and these ghetto people or drunks, we have to impress them on another level compared to if you go to a clean comedy club. You can just go up there and be like, what is up with all these kiosk machines? Like the AI is just taking over everything. It's like these nerds saw every sci-fi movie and then just didn't watch to the end. Like it's clean and it works a little bit, but that's easy to me. That's an easy fucking bit. That's nothing compared to trying to make a very raunchy, hard-hitting bit.
One of my clean jokes that actually works, my ex of 5 years, she was a wheelchair-bound Catholic. When she left the relationship, she became a holy roller.
Oh my god. She became a holy
I guess
roller.
she just got tired of being pushed around. See, that's a dad joke, but it works. It gets laughed.
Well, that's a pun. So if you can do puns for days, you got clean comedy down, because a lot of people can't even do puns. But I'm not a pun guy, but if it's there, like I have to think about it on the spot. And I think I've done a couple puns and I don't realize it until I said it, and I'm like, oh, that, and then I like break the fourth wall and I'm like, that's fucked up. Like I didn't even know, like I didn't know I was setting up a pun, but I did. But yeah.
Well, it's like one of my newer jokes that I'm working on. In high school, I was on so many prescription drugs. My nickname was CVS.
CVS.
I was voted most likely to forget to take my medication.
There you go. That's a
the doctors put me on. The doctors put me on antidepressants that caused me to gain 250 pounds, which I found very depressing.
But the thing is about that joke is every audience is different. So that joke might not hit for everybody. So then it's so hard to judge your clean comic or your clean comedy, because you don't know until you put it out there enough, and then someone's like, "No, that's a good bit," and it's like, "Oh, cool."
That's why I like going later in a lineup, is because I can judge which of my jokes will work and which ones won't.
Yep. I don't like going
That's
super late in the lineup, but I do like to try to go
I like to
somewhere.
go right around fourth or fifth.
Yeah, so you get a
Because
feel for.
usually, yep,
And then, I mean,
that's
you
like,
could see what you can't say, see what you can say. Like, if someone goes up there and says some midget jokes, I'm like, okay, he didn't get fucking booed. I can fucking say something. And that's
I'm
usually
sorry,
how I try to do it.
that is one of my favorite porn categories, midget porn.
Midget porn
I
is
am
very special. It's very special.
it
I got to see
is,
Bridget the Midget at what's that strip club called on Alexis? I forget what that fucker was called. They used to advertise it all the time on the radio. Platinum Showgirls, I think. Me and my buddy went there, and I was trying to get him in. He was 17, and I was 18, but I wanted to go to the strip club for my first time with my best friend. So we devised a plan that we would get a fucking one of those Sharpies, those real thin, like super thin Sharpies that I think are like luxurious, really pen-like or whatever, but it's super thin. So we thought we could turn this fucking 9 into an 8 by, doing an 8. And it fucking worked. But then we went into Platinum Showgirls, and the first thing we saw, we walked through, and it's Bridget the Midget and this 80-year-old man, and she's on stage standing up. He stands up, and she's hugging her while she's standing on stage. And I'm like, what the fuck did we just walk into, dude? There's a whole ass midget and Clint Eastwood getting it on the fucking stage. And I was like, let's go try and find another spot. This one looks a little weird.
and we're not supposed to say midget anymore. We're supposed to say little people or dwarf or whatever. And I'm kind of like, then why don't the porn sites change the category?
I feel like, to me personally, and I'm kind of short, so maybe I have some valid criticism in this conversation, but I feel like midget is a really great term compared to little person. I think little person is super fucking insulting, in my opinion. If I had to make the fucking terminology up, and if I was a midget or little person, if I was small, why did you say small? Why did they say little person? Like, you're a little like, I'm smaller. Like, they couldn't just make it normal. They had to go and say little person. Like, I've never liked that term. Or dwarf.
Here's the kicker.
Dwarf make them sound like they're fucking medieval. Little dwarfs.
Here's the kicker about little people. Some of the little guys are fucking hung like horses, and it's weird.
Well, I think it's because fucking God put all of his resource into the cock and not anything else. Like, he knew this man would need this in his life. So, I mean, imagine the midget that's rich, famous, fucking bad bitches like that. I think the little Indian dude, he's a porn star, he's a midget, he's like Indian or Afghani. Funniest fucking dude. He's got a huge dick. He fucks these bad bitches, and he's like fucking super tiny. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you're living the dream. You're just super small. That ain't that bad. That ain't a,
I don't know if you ever saw. Did you ever see the Feast series?
The Feast? No, I didn't.
All right, there's a movie called Feast. The first one is fantastic. The second and third one are where it went downhill. But in the second one, you actually see midget dick, and I was like, why the hell am I feeling self-conscious when seeing this guy run?
Why am I self-conscious of this midget?
I look down and I'm like, dude, you are lacking.
Why am I sad looking at this midget? Why is this midget making me sad?
But that's the thing, the biology is just really weird. You can be lacking in some areas and make up for it in other places.
Well, I tell bitches that all the time. When someone tries to say that I'm skinny, or like I need a sandwich, or I need this, because I am skinny. I'm really skinny. I always tell him that God put it in my dick. I can't blame him. Like, I do not gain weight. It don't happen. It just doesn't. I tried. I mean, I probably didn't try as hard as I could have, but it is tough to fucking gain weight. So.
Sorry, I think
Everybody's
having
different.
2 videos on is making it lag a little. So I'm going to shut my video off. That's okay.
That's cool.
It'll probably make the video work out a little better. So,
I
but
was
yeah.
trying to find out how to do more of this Discord stuff, because I know what's his face could, like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it right now, but I just was trying to figure out how to do it, because he, like, played YouTube videos up here. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the share your screen. Maybe it's the share your screen.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, I see. Okay, well, that's good to know. Good to know. But
Yeah. But let's talk about a movie that is kind of underrated for slasher films, in my opinion, and it's got a good cult following.
What's the name?
We got Hatchet from 2006, but it's not just the first one that's really good. I think consistently the series is just fantastic. All right, let me pull up the IMDb on the Hatchet film series.
Let me see. Okay, hold on a second.
All right, the Wikipedia. All right, we have Hatchet. All right, the U.S. release date for it was in September 7th of 2007. Hatchet 2 was October 1st, 2010. Hatchet 3 was June 14th, 2013. And Victor Crowley, which is Hatchet 4, was released August 22nd, 2007. Adam Green is the screenwriter for all 4 films. And B.J. McDonnell was the director of the 3rd film. Now, all 3 of these films featured a lot of comedic bits in them. Like, there was the fact that the director, Adam Green, shows up as a drunk guy partying in all 3 of the original films is fantastic. Like, and it's just at different times. Like in the 3rd film, he ends up in a jail cell for being drunk and partying. And the whole Hatchet 1, 2, and 3 takes place over the span of, I think, a couple of days.
Really?
Yeah. For instance, our main character, Mary Beth Dunstan.
I'm listening.
She goes out looking for her father and brother who go missing. It opens originally with brother on like hunting trip because they're hunting gators, because that's what they do down in Louisiana. You know, I guess is they hunt gators for their skin. And Robert Englund plays the father because, as we all know, if you want an old crotchety man in any movie after 2005, you want Robert Englund. But they get killed off pretty early by Victor Crowley. Victor Crowley is our main antagonist, and he's played by Kane Hodder. Kane Hodder is most notable for playing Jason in Friday the 13th, part 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Really?
Yeah, he was, but he's also most notably credited with having the most on-screen kills of any actor.
You
Yeah,
shitting
he
me.
has
Out of
most
everybody?
out of everybody, he has killed more people on screen in the most creative ways than any other actor.
Wow.
All right, I know Keanu Reeves and them, they do their thing, but Kane Hodder's been doing it for a long, long time.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Um,
Not at all.
but anyways, the synopsis is that Mary Beth Dunstan, goes into the swamp looking for her family, and a bunch of guys that are out. One guy he's been dumped by his girlfriend in college. He found out she's cheating on him, and so his friend, he and him go on a swamp cruise.
Oh, Jesus.
Haunted swamp cruise, and basically it's filled with basically every character is like, okay, yeah, this person's gonna die, this person is probably gonna die, this person is probably gonna die. You're basically counting, the feast at a table of, oh yeah, this is everyone that's being set up to be killed. But basically, Victor Crowley has probably one of the most tragic backstories of any character, like slasher wise, in my opinion.
Now, is that which one's the Hatchet movie where he fucking he like sticks a cell phone down her throat? Is that the first one?
That's the fourth one.
That's the fourth one? Oh.
That's the fourth one. That's where they bring Victor Crowley back to life. Yeah.
So I must have seen the first and the fourth one, maybe.
If you have never seen all of them, it is worth watching them all. I will say that to my dying day. I think Adam Green is an amazing director. He even directed that movie Frozen. About two guys on ski lift. Like, they can't just jump down off their skis. You're
stuck.
They're stuck, and there are fucking wolves down there. That's why there's all those memes of my parents rented Frozen, but I think it's the wrong one, and it shows a picture of the guy getting eaten by the wolves.
I think I got the wrong Frozen, you guys. And yeah. Hell yeah. I gotta check them all out. I'm gonna watch them, and we can go over them in more detail, because I really only remember bits and pieces of the first one, and then that cell phone part. But I thought that was the first one. I didn't know that was the fourth one.
Oh yeah, all four movies are worth a watch. They are. I hope to meet Adam Green one day. I'm gonna say that just to say thank you for making Victor Crowley a reality. As well as he has another movie. It's called Digging Up. This is a little underrated film. Adam Green plays himself. Director and producer Adam Green.
Oh. But
he gets this letter from a guy saying, "Hey, I found a place where monsters actually exist," and he tries, they try capturing footage and stuff, and it's a really interesting movie. Most of the stuff I watched when I was high, so I have to rewatch all of this but the comedic aspects of the Hatchet series, I watched an interview with Adam Green recently, and he's like, we did Terrifier before Terrifier was a thing, and we got censored to hell for it.
I was not aware
they
of that.
censored the hell.
Well,
they censored the hell out of. For instance, there's a rated and unrated version of Hatchet 2 out there. Victor Crowley takes a chainsaw, like a super long chainsaw, and brings it up through the crotch of two guys at the same time. But while he's doing that, you actually see the balls of one of the guys drop. Like,
oh yeah.
Or that's in the third film. In the third film, there's one of the sheriff deputies. He's going off like on like everyone for not listening to reason. He's like, "We need to get the fuck out of here." He's like, "Sir, those are a man's balls hanging from that tree. Human balls are not supposed to be hanging from a tree." And he is the guy that's making the most sense in that movie.
He just,
now there is one character.
All the bullshit. He's like, "Look, there's fucking balls up there, you guys. We got a fucking problem." Yeah.
Now, one reoccurring character is Perry Shen. He plays let me see. In the first one he plays Sean, and then in the second one he plays his twin brother. Like they basically use the trope of he's Asian, he has a twin brother.
Basically, they didn't have a lot of Asians. They didn't have a big Asian casting call, I guess. They're like, fuck it, let's just
but then in the third one,
call the other guy.
He shows up. In the third one, he shows up again, and he plays. Where is it? He plays Andrew in the third and fourth one. And they even make the joke in the movie. They're like, "Hey, there's a guy that looks just like you out there. Like his body is out there." He's like, "There's one of the guys that got killed. He looks just like you." He's like, "Oh yeah, because all Asians look alike, right?" And I'm like,
and he's the only Asian in the whole franchise.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely gotta check him out. I also wanted to tell you about that Venom movie, because I didn't know that was bigger than I didn't remember it being a big movie, but I guess it was made by the same guy that did I believe I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I think he did something else too. 2000, and I think it was 2005 is when it came out. That was actually, I remember as a kid, my parents got Dish or DirecTV, and they gave us like Stars and HBO and all this shit for like a summer or some shit.
He directed Joyride from 1996.
Yeah.
1995, not the movie I was thinking of, no. He did I Know What You Did Last Summer, though.
Okay. Yeah,
he did not have a lot of stuff that he directed, though.
I know. I was looking at that, and I was like, I didn't know that was the same director. I thought Venom was like a B movie that was just on Stars for some reason or some shit, but it was actually a genuinely pretty interesting movie. I want to rewatch it. And well, I know you probably haven't
a lot
seen
of
it,
these
so
supernatural slasher films, they get thrown to the side a lot of the time because they're like, "Oh, this isn't going to make a lot of money," and that's what it comes down to on Hollywood, is the money. It always comes down to that green, that.
Yep.
You know, and or in the case of Hatchet, Adam Green.
Can we make a franchise out of it? Like, they have, I get it, but I guess that's just how it goes. But I don't believe that. Maybe Hollywood is just ignorant and out of touch, because there's so many shows. Like there was a show in the 90s called Brimstone, and there's a show that came out this year that is almost the exact same show, right? It's the one with Kevin Bacon. Give me one sec. I'll figure out what the fucking name of it is. It is The Bondsman. So The Bondsman came out this year. Brimstone came out in like 98 or 96, like late 90s. They both only got one fucking season. And I remember watching Brimstone with my dad like last summer, and he was like, I don't know why they canceled this show. I mean, I know a lot of people don't really get into that supernatural heaven and hell shit, but it was a great show. They did the same fucking shit.
That's bullshit. Look at Good Omens.
I'm like, what the... Exactly. What the fuck? And The Bondsman was on Amazon too.
They just cancel some stuff.
I know,
they just cancel some stuff to cancel some stuff, in my opinion.
Well, I mean,
when it comes to shows and stuff.
Some of it definitely probably doesn't track, you know. Some of it probably gets no viewership, and they're like, yep, that was a bad one. And that makes sense, but I don't know. I feel like you can't always cancel something right off rip. You got to give it some time to breathe. No one even knew the fucking show. Barely anybody even knew the show was even on, you know? And it...
Well, that's like they never even released the reboot of the Tremors series. They keep talking about re-releasing the reboot of the Tremors series, like they were going to reboot it with Kevin Bacon's character coming back. I mean, Fred Ward is dead. So it's like...
I mean, they could reboot it with him in it, I guess, but I don't know if you could do a Tremors movie now. Unless it'd be...
They could.
I mean, it would be... I mean, yeah, I guess. If they can do an Anaconda movie, they can do a Tremors. It's about the goddamn same. So...
They had 7 Tremors movies. They had 7 of them.
Yeah, but I don't know if any of them passed the first.
Some of them weren't good, but you know what? It was exactly what you sign up for. A cheesy monster flick. There's the Tremors. The first one was just a really higher budget version of it, and just the budget kept going downhill after each one.
And that's unfortunate, though. That's just sad that that's how that goes. Because I like cheesy, and I like the first Tremors, but I also like a budget too. Like the Terrifier movies, for example. The newest one, I'll just rewatch the newest one for the rest of time because the older ones are very fucking cheesy. They are so cheesy, it's hard to really get into it after you've seen it with a budget. So that's like reverse what happened to Tremors. We saw Tremors at its height. It was budgeted, it was good, it was a little cheesy, but it was graphic, it was bloody, and then you gave us all the sequels with less of a budget, and I didn't watch all of them. I only watched maybe the first...
That's like...
3, maybe? I didn't watch
the Terrifier series, actually, funny that you brought that up. That's basically what you got with Hatchet, was the Terrifier series before Terrifier was even thought of.
Yeah, but Hatchet probably had a major budget though compared to the first Terrifier.
No.
Well,
and it was all practical effects that Adam Green designed himself. He did a lot of the effects work. Like, if I remember correctly, Adam Green...
Kane Hodder, though, if you got fucking one of the best horror icons of all time, they had to have some pull, you know? They had to have a budget to some extent. Like, even practical effects are expensive, you know? Like the practical effects they used in the first Terrifier, I'm 100% probably pretty sure that Hatchet swamps them in that department. I'm pretty sure, because Terrifier didn't really have good practical effects. Like, when he was cutting that bitch in half in the first one, you could tell that was just a dummy. There was a dummy body with maybe they injected some blood in it. I don't know. Like, it wasn't super sophisticated or real looking. But I don't know. I actually prefer practical over
budget of
CGI. Practical effects is the way to go, but it might be more expensive.
Hatchet was produced on a budget of $1.5 million.
Okay. And Terrifier was... Oh shit, why is it doing that? 35 to 55,000, sir. They didn't have shit to make Terrifier.
Yeah. So Terrifier is basically the Scooby-Doo of slasher films. Because if you know about Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo was all the Scooby-Doo cartoons, the original series. Well, each episode was made basically on the budget of a ham sandwich.
Jeez. I don't know how they did it back then. Probably the animation department was just guys just drawing. They were just drawing it out, maybe. I'm not sure. I never looked into that. That's actually pretty cool. It's too bad the fucking legacy of Scooby-Doo is ruined.
Yeah, there's not been a good Scooby-Doo adaptation in years.
No, not since I was a kid. 20 years ago. They had a couple good ones, I think. But, yeah. They ran that shit into the ground. They turned Velma black and then Shaggy black. And then they just made it super fucking just...
The Velma series stupid. I never even watched. I was babysitting the other day and they wanted me to watch Scoob with them. These kids wanted me to watch Scoob and I'm watching it and I'm kind of like...
I didn't mind that one. I didn't mind it. I
like that they brought Snidely Whiplash in. I'm sorry. I'm like, when is Penelope Pitstop going to show up?
I didn't mind that one. I think it did have some problems that I don't remember exactly, but I do think I liked it. The animation style, they got it pretty good. I didn't have too many big complaints with that. That was alright, I guess. But not like a huge, awesome Scooby-Doo movie. Like, they didn't top the fucking live action, that's for sure. Oh, actually, I heard they're about to...
I didn't even realize Mercedes McNabb.
I heard they're doing another live action reunion with all the old Scooby-Doo casts. So that should be cool.
That'll be interesting. So Mercedes McNabb was in the Hatchet series. If you don't know who she is, she played Harmony Kendall on Buffy the Vampire Slayer and on Angel.
I'd have to see her face, but the name sounds familiar though.
She was like the really like stuck-up blonde.
Okay. I gotcha.
That's actually really interesting.
I'm gonna have to watch them all, and we can do a whole ass episode on just all the Hatchets and which one we think is the best, because I don't remember shit.
We also have to talk about Tamara Feldman.
Tamara Feldman?
That's her stage name. Her stage name is Tamara Feldman. Amara Zaragoza. She plays in the first Hatchet film Mary Beth Dunstan, but in the second and third, and even in Victor Crowley, Mary Beth is played by none other than my dream girl, Danielle Harris.
Which one was she in? She was in the second one?
Yes. If you look up Danielle Harris, you're going to be like, her? Like, yeah, I have the biggest crush on her.
Oh. The bitch from Chucky. Yeah. Yeah, she ain't bad. She ain't nothing to knock it. Yeah, she's cool. She's sexy. I always thought she was crazy, though. Maybe that's why you like her, Dylan. You got a little bit of crazy.
I love crazy women. I love crazy women. I'm sorry, there is truth to the crazy hotness scale. There is.
Most definitely. The crazy.
Well, I have dated someone crazy, but she wasn't anyone to write home about, but I dated her for about 2 weeks. That was an interesting relationship. She was a country redhead. She owned both a gun and a taser and tested at least one of those items on herself to make sure it works properly.
I always wanted to.
Yeah, I wasn't playing with matches. I was trying to get a tan using napalm at that point.
I still always wanted to tase myself just to see what it feels like. But I never bought a taser in my life, so I don't know. But crazy bitches do have a wild time in the sack. They really do. But I don't think they're long term. I do not think crazy bitches are long term relationship goals. Unless you conform to it, like unless you're used to it, you know?
She drank a lot. Like, she drank more than I was comfortable with. Like, she would drink just to calm her nerves. Like, she kept a fifth of Fireball whiskey, and anytime it ran low, she'd go and get another one. Like, that type of drinking.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And, like, she'd drink while driving. With her kid in the back seat.
yeah. That's not good. That's not good at all. I'm probably a big drinker, but in moderation, you know? Like, I usually try to drink every day or every other day. It's not a good habit, but it's not like I'm
an
dying.
alcoholic. I'm
Yeah,
going to be honest. I'm an alcoholic. I can't just say 1 or 2 drinks and I'm good. It takes about 4 or 5, 6 or 7, and then I have no choice but to be good because I'm fucking passed out on the floor.
But I also feel like there's 2 different types of alcoholics, and I also feel like alcoholics, like the term, like you're an alcoholic, is I don't know. I don't know if anybody is really an alcoholic. I feel like life gets people down, and people just turn to substances. It doesn't mean that like you can't handle your liquor. It just means you're in a fucking bad spot right now. That sucks. Like, that's just, everybody has coping mechanisms, you know? Like, for me, I can have a fifth of whiskey last me a day, and I don't really need to be crazy about it. But if I'm out and I'm drinking, usually if I get a drink in me and I get another drink, the drinks just don't stop until I go home, you know? Like, but I don't puke, I don't throw up, I don't act crazy. I'm usually pretty level-headed. I just like a good buzz. It's relaxing. And I don't know. I mean, it's not good for you.
I become overly honest. Like, if I drink a lot, I will go up to the prettiest girl and be like, "You're beautiful," and then I'll apologize because I'll be like, "That was really uncalled for, and I am very sorry. I am extremely drunk." That was usually the way the conversation went.
It gives me a confidence boost, but also, like, I don't get nervous about it, you know? Like, if I say something and I get turned down, I just brush it off. Like, fuck the bitch. Who gives a fuck, you know? But that's just me. I don't know. Everybody literally drinks different. That's why I don't know if you were in that podcast where we were talking about drinking and driving, but I'm like, as long as, I mean, I'm not advocating for it, but I feel like some people are a little extreme when it comes to it, because if you have a drink, if you have a beer, and you wait an hour, you should be good. You just should. If you're not, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with your body. I'm usually pretty good. Now, is it going to impair you? Probably, but what else impairs you? Fucking caffeine impairs you. All your fucking, your Vicodins, your Zolofts, your Xanax. Like, these all impair you as well to a degree, I would imagine. I don't take the shit, so I don't know. But, I don't know. The whole drinking and driving thing. And then you have people that smoke weed and drive. It's the same thing. It's all the same. It just seems like someone ruined it for all of us. Someone was
honestly,
irresponsible as fuck.
It can be a problem. It can be a problem. Like, there are some people that'll have a seizure from smoking weed, and that's not okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So
It's weed is going to affect everyone differently, is what I'm trying to say. It affects everyone in some different way. Just like alcohol does, just like crack cocaine does. It affects everyone differently. Although crack cocaine just affects about everyone consistently in the same way, I'm going to be honest.
I just hate having like a standard label like put across like I feel like it's a bunch of bullshit. You're ragging on me about drinking and driving, but you don't care about all these other people doing crazy shit. And if they get caught doing something stupid, they don't smell like alcohol, so they get the free pass. And that just sucks, kind of. It's a little unfair considering, but I don't advocate for it unless you are responsible and know not to fucking drive hammered and shit. That's not a good plan. But I mean, I've also done that before, you know? So I'm like, I'm very biased. I've done terrible shit, but I haven't caused any problems, never gotten any legal issues. I've always been safe about it. So I don't really understand. I don't know. I don't get the hype about it because I've personally done fine with drinking and driving to the smallest degree, smoking and driving, cocaine and driving, acid and driving. Never had an accident, never got pulled over, never speeded, never crashed into someone. But and I don't know if you were in that stream, but I did make this point. I was like, there was this chick I was working with that was 17 and she was sober, didn't smoke. She smoked weed and drank and shit, but she was driving completely dead ass sober. And she crashed into a stop sign because she was fucking with the radio, talking to the people in the back seat, just irresponsible driving, just childish driving. If you're going to be a childish driver, then no, do not drink and drive, do not smoke and drive. But if you're responsible enough, fucking, it's your gamble.
My brother,
I'm not going to tell you not to do it.
I'm going to be honest, my brother probably drank and drive at one point. My brother used to be a severe alcoholic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people drink and drive unknowingly because it's not that big of a deal unless you're very stupid about it. Most people actually probably do drink and drive, which is, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how.
Alcohol is a weird thing.
Until I'm in the car with you and I know you're drinking and driving and I'm in the car with you, right? And you're driving me, then I'll probably be like, hey man, I can probably drive. You know, you don't need to drive. I can do it. You know, that will happen. But I don't give a fuck about your personal life. If you want to go out and try some shit, I don't care. Do what you want to do. I am not here to tell people how to live their life. I'm sick of that happening to me. Why would I tell that to someone else? You know, like, fucking, if you get caught, you get caught, bitch. Fucking, you gotta deal with your consequences. It's just how it happens.
Yeah.
There's a lot of movies this year, my man. What movies did you... Because you said that you didn't see all of the movies. Which movies did you see?
Yeah, I did. Let me see. One of the ones I really liked, and it's probably because it was fucking hilarious, was The Monkey. I fucking loved The Monkey. That was just an amazing film. That was just amazing.
That movie, that really surprised me a little bit. But the only thing I don't think I liked about it was that the double, like how his brother and him were the same person. That was a little weird. But other than that, it was like, because I thought they were gonna do like the monkey paw thing, but it was completely different. It was a whole nother type of monkey going on. Like, you basically can't fight the fucking thing.
No.
And then when you try to control it, it'll kill you too.
It was basically a metaphor of don't try to control life.
Yeah.
Because life will fucking kick you in the ass if you do. See, there's some of these movies that, like, you shove the messaging in too hard and it's not enjoyable. Like, I tried watching one battle after another and I was just like, okay, I have a lot of political messaging coming at me at once, like in the first like 10, 15, 20 minutes. And I'm just like, it was giving me a headache because I'm like, I'm trying to understand the story, but I'm also being lectured to. And I'm like, it's kind of like watching the series The Boys.
Yeah. Pretty much. That's why the last season of The Boys was trash. Because they just got too out there with the political divide. Like, I never understand when they just must be completely out of touch. Because anybody that knows anything about our society knows that it's a 50-50 split on most things. Most things, Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative, it's usually right down the middle. So if you have a divisive plot point that is absolutely against one of the groups, that cuts 50% of your audience. You now have 50% less of an audience because you want to shoehorn in why, like, keep your political thing to yourself. Be fine being a liberal, but do you want your movie to succeed? Because they just keep making shitty movies and acting like we're eventually going to get it. We're going to get the plot. We're going to get what they're saying. And that isn't how this works. That just isn't how fucking business works. It is so stupid to me. Now,
that's they tell us in our business with the comedy, they're like, the minute you get political, you're gonna alienate half your audience right there.
And it's true. I mean, soon as someone goes up there and says some shitty joke about Trump, I'm like, oh, now I see where this is going. And then, I mean, sometimes they bring it back. You say the joke recover.
Either way, and like me, I make jokes about Trump all the time, but my jokes are actually funny.
Well, it's like poking fun, but it's you can't really even poke fun anymore. Like, you can kinda, but if they know that you're a conservative Republican and then you go up and make Biden jokes, and then they know you, then maybe it won't go over as well. I don't know. I try to stay away from politics unless I can absolutely make it funny in some way. Because I've done it a couple times and completely bombed. Because I remember I did a joke about the Houthis. Because I guess the Houthis were firing RPGs and shit at our boats, and I think they were missing or whatever. And I think I made some bit about Japan talking to the Houthis, and I put on like a Japanese racist accent, like, you don't want to touch the boats. You don't want to touch their boats. Stay away from the big dragon boats. Like, whatever the fuck I said. And that joke did not go that good. And I thought that was decent-ish, but it didn't go good at all. I was like, okay, never mind. And right. Mostly because I feel like a lot of people aren't informed anyway to talk about a political joke like that. Most people don't even know what the fuck the Houthis were. Like, I understand after the fact, they don't follow the same people I follow. They don't see the same news feeds as me. They don't know any of the shit that's going on. So
I avoid anything political. I hate the news. It gives me a headache. I'm going to be honest. I stay ignorant on purpose.
No, dude, I wish I could. Because I remember back in the day, ignorance is bliss. It truly is. It is truly bliss.
It is.
Because we don't live here that long. Why would you want to be stressed? But I'm not ignorant. I know what's happening.
I got other things stressing me. I take care of a mom with dementia. Like, she's in the very beginning stages of dementia, and so I'm like, I don't need politics making me stressed out. Exactly. I ain't got time for. I feel like Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon. I'm getting too old.
I feel like, to me, I'm like a sick psychopath that likes to look at the world crumble as it's happening in live feed. I'm like, this is getting bad. This is terrible. Like, I'm not.
Oh, so you're a fan of entropy.
Say what?
You're a fan of entropy. If I'm thinking the breakdown of matter.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it is.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, I feel like, to me, someone's got to talk about it. But then it's so hard to talk about it, about anything that's going on, because there's so many guidelines that you have to go through. And you can't talk. Like, I didn't know Dave was Jewish for like the first 4 months that I was doing jokes with him, and I did some Jewish jokes, and after the fact, I'm like, I really hope he didn't get mad at that. Because he's Jew. He could have got offended. But I'm like, I don't know. I don't think they were that bad. I don't think they were insulted. I don't fucking care anyway, though. It's like, at the end of the day, who gives a fuck about jokes? That's the big struggle with comedy, is just trying to nitpick and
I got it.
tiptoe through shit. I hate that part about it. It really sucks. But
I got into comedy just to try to get people away from that kind of stress. And
well,
so, like,
not
making
necessarily
jokes about
like
autism and stuff, it's different because I'm autistic. I'm making fun of myself in the long run. But I
yeah.
also I have a whole joke where I do get a little political, and I'm like, I often consider myself the retarded friend of the group. But being the retarded friend, I know I'm good for at least two things: a laugh and OnlyFans content. Yes, it's
I'm
true. The retards be fucking out here.
I
How do you
mean
think we got all these politicians?
which I mean, that's funny. That is a good joke. I
People
don't
don't
think
like when I use the word retard because my disability is invisible.
I'm so sick of this society. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so sick of censorship, and it ain't just because of that fucking last little podcast we had, but just in general, I hate that people control what we say to such degrees. Like it even like it doesn't matter at all. None of you're all getting really upset over words. You know, that's ridiculous to me. I think if I can make you laugh
Hey,
in
give
any
me a
way,
second. Give me a
this is
second,
fun.
Curtis. I gotta go take a piss. I'm pausing my mic for a minute.
You're good.
Because I know you don't need to hear.
Okay, man.
Knew I had a thing of hand sanitizer around here.
That's why you're an alcoholic, sir. The hand sanitizer. Every time I get,
And
every time I
that's
squirt
that's
that bitch
what
in my
my
hand, I think of vodka instantly. I'm like, ooh, ooh, damn.
yeah,
But
me and hand sanitizer. That's one thing I've never resorted to, like drinking hand sanitizer or anything like that. Like I've heard stories of that from like when I was a little kid. Like
well,
they
yeah,
always used to talk about that stuff, but
I honestly
I've
don't
never.
remember why, but that did happen when I was a kid too. And I was in like 6th, 7th grade, and I remember someone would go up and I can't remember if they ate it or if they sniffed it. I have no idea. I can't remember, but they did, and I'm like thinking about it now. I think actually when it happened, I was like, "What the fuck's wrong with you, bro? Why are you fucking with the hand sanitizer? What what is going on?" I
That's the
don't get
thing.
that.
My
I don't even
mom
think it
used to
gets you
tell
drunk.
me. My mom used to tell me because my mom worked in the hospital for years. She used to tell me she met people that would boil hand sanitizer just so they could drink the alcohol from it.
Oh hell no.
Yeah. Sometimes that addiction can be so strong you will do whatever you can to
You
get
know
it
what I
back.
feel? You know what I feel like every alcoholic should watch is Shameless. I feel like Shameless will cure any alcoholic because of what Frank goes through just throughout the series. It is incredibly depressing, but real. It is some real shit that really happens. Like when his liver couldn't process it anymore, he got his fucking kid to funnel it through his asshole because that's the only other way that you could absorb it. And that's a real fucking thing. People do that all the time, and I'm like, that is.
Yeah,
like,
they've been doing that for years because there's
or-
no filtration system in your asshole. It's a straight instant buzz.
High, yeah, it's a insta high out of that. But that is just crazy to me. And that scene where he was ice skating and he threw up all that like a fucking gallon of blood. I'm like, this is fucking. I think that's why I never became like an ultra alcoholic because I've always.
And
Like,
do you remember
man.
the tampons that kids used to shove up their ass? They'd soak them in alcohol and then they'd shove them up their ass. Yeah,
I think
that was the thing.
We're officially reached our age difference, Dylan, because I remember Tide Pods. You remember whatever the fuck you just said. That's.
I'm hearing it. How old do you think I am?
Well, your thing said 90, so I think you got 8 years on me. So.
Yep, I'm 35.
Oh, you're
like I know about the
8?
Tide.
Yeah. Damn.
I'm 35 years old. Yep. I'll
You
be
don't look it, my
36
man.
this July.
That is
Thank
crazy,
you.
actually. I didn't know you were that old. Shit, sir. That's cool.
I know
means you're
there's a
gonna live
lot
long.
of people that are like, there's a lot of people that are like, dude, you are making me look bad. I met people in their mid-20s that look older than I do, and I'm like, dude, you've lived a rough life.
Well, I feel like the facial hair too. You don't got no facial hair, so maybe that's why I thought you were a little younger as well.
Yeah, I've never been able to grow facial hair really.
I actually got in an argument, well, not an argument, but like a little friendly debate with my friend when he was over a couple weeks ago. Because I was talking to him and I'm like, hey man, like, and I wasn't trying to be an ass. I was literally just talking about myself and my own feelings and thought process. This very serious conversation. I don't know why they had to take it to this point, but I was sitting there and I'm like, I feel like I haven't changed much. Like since high school. Like I haven't changed much other than like I've grown in a little thicker facial hair, but I always had a beard. So, and I feel like I look the same, I weigh the same. Nothing's really changed. And then I looked at my friend and I was like look at you, dude. You gained a lot of weight and you got a fucking beard now and you got the fucking dreads and like you look completely different than you did in high school. And then he looked at me and he was like, well, you definitely have aged. Like you look like you have aged like in the face. And I'm like, fucking where, mother, like I'm tired, so I got bags maybe.
When we look at ourselves, we don't see what other people see. Like,
and that would be trippy to find out, wouldn't it? Like, imagine
I still look at
old and you
myself
don't.
in the mirror.
Is it because it's day by day? You think it's because every day you see yourself, so you don't see a change?
Yeah. Well, I'll look at myself in the mirror and I'll still see the fat guy that I used to be 7 years ago. Like, I make the joke that I used to be almost 500 pounds. That's not an exaggeration. I literally used to be almost 500 pounds.
Man. Well, I'm glad you came this far, dude. That is, my grandma was, I forget exactly. She was in the 400s. She might have been like 420. I don't fucking remember, but I saw her life struggles. That shit is no joke. I don't understand it. The being fat thing, like people just don't care because it's so unhealthy and you're going to have some serious health problems. And I've seen it. I've seen I feel like a lot of people, or maybe just like the people I hung around with, they didn't really have obese family members, like really obese, like 400-pound obese. They didn't have that. So I feel like they don't know that this shit is actually very bad and they just shovel shit, you know, because their mom and dad might have been like 250, so they fucking go up to 250 and then they don't stop and it keeps going or some shit. I don't fucking know because I grew up and I see it every day. I'm like, that is. Honestly, I didn't even think it was crazy until recently. Until recently, I thought about it. I'm like, when you are that huge, you are fucking gigantic. I'm like, this is fucked up. This is like, I don't even know what to like. How do you even help that? You know, at that point, when you're that point, when you're like, which I don't know how you did it. If you were pushing 500, kudos to you, dude. That is fucking impressive because I've seen people go that high and they fucking.
It took a lot of work. It took a lot of work to lose the weight. I had to get off a bunch of the medications I used to be on. I had to change the way I ate. My heart even got broken at one point.
Just over
Chicken
that.
nugget. Yeah. Hey, you yelling at me? My cat was just yelling at me.
They be doing that.
Yeah, he's still yelling. He's still yelling.
He's like, quit talking shit, motherfucker. But yeah.
But I use like my joke I make. Believe it or not, that's not an exaggeration. I know comedians love to get on stage and exaggerate, but the scale read 475.
Yeah.
You've heard of the singer Jelly Roll? I was Jelly Donut.
How was Jelly Donut?
The kicker is, I'm not diabetic. It's an insane amount of luck to be almost 500 pounds and not be diabetic.
Oh yeah, that's a goddamn
That's the same
miracle.
amount of luck as that. That's the same amount of luck as that guy that called in to work sick at the Twin Towers on September 11th.
Exactly. You got a whole.
And yet, with all this
right
weight
there.
loss, yep, this is actually one of my jokes I'm doing for you. And yet, with all my weight loss, I cannot do a pull-up to save my life. Like free Epstein, I cannot hang by myself.
Yeah. I like that.
You know, it's a stupid bit, but it gets people to laugh because they're like, holy shit, what the fuck is up with this kid?
It's original and it's very clever. Very clever. And it's original. That's funny as hell. That is a HBO fucking bit right there. If you ever get famous, Dylan, you're taking that bit with you. That I tell you that right now. That's probably going to be an HBO special. Because that's a good one. That's a solid one. That's like an opener right there. That should be your opener every time. You know, Jelly Roll.
Actually, my opener is my opener is when I was 8 years old. I got my first STD, and no, it was not because of Scoutmaster Kevin. But the doctor swore up and down it was not contagious, and I live a long, healthy, normal life. This condition is now known as autism.
This condition was known as autism.
So I guess STD now stands for Get Trained Devotion.
Yep.
It wasn't until I got older that I realized it's contagious. You see, if we get you pregnant, you're going to give birth to Mr. Conductor.
Yep. If you get pregnant.
There's so many autistic people now. I'm considered normal.
I am.
Yeah. I used to be special. Now I'm just special ed.
I am the average now. Yeah. Those are all good, dude. That's why I like your comedy. You're funny as hell. That is
Well,
very good.
I'll be honest. The comedy I grew up watching between George Carlin, Robin Williams, Richard Pryor, and the blue collar comedy guys.
Dude, I feel like we all grew up with better comedians than what we have now. So we've all had the influence to be great. So now we just have to go out and try and replicate some of this stuff, because I grew up with Carlin, Bernie Mac, fucking bunch of them. Jim Jeffries, Ricky Gervais, Chris Tucker,
Yep.
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock.
Fucking. There's infinite. You know, there's so many comedians that are just legends and icons. Fucking Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy. Forget that one guy's name, but he's really awesome too. He was in Back to School. Rodney Dangerfield.
Rodney Dangerfield, yeah.
He was legendary.
You know
so
who else
legends.
was in Back to School?
Yeah.
You know who else was in Back to School?
Fucking, what's his face? What is his name?
Downey Jr.
Downey Jr. What?
Rob Jr. was in Back to School.
Who was?
Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking of the,
You're thinking of Sam Kinison.
There you go. Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. He just... That scene is fucking forever funny when he's sitting there and he's like, oh, this guy. Because the Rodney Dangerfield can make faces like crazy. That's one thing I can do, but I just never do in comedy. I can make some faces, but I just never... I usually have glasses on, so I feel like you can't see my face anyway. But he can make some faces. He's like, ooh, I like where this guy's thinking. And he's just like screaming at the fucking the blonde chick. He's like, that fucking movie's classic, man.
Well, most people thought Sam Kinison would have died from a heart attack because of his performing style.
Well,
he died from a car crash, if I remember.
Yeah, he got killed by a drunk driver. Very tragic. But he probably would have went on to... Because I do believe his career was going south, if I remember correctly. And his jokes just weren't hitting the same anymore. And he did like a music video with like Motley Crue or Def Leppard or something. He did like a metal music video with some bad bitches. He just kind of like didn't sell out, but just got away from being a comedian and more into being famous, you know? And then his comedy just wasn't the same.
Yeah.
And then he fucking died. But he would have probably had a heart attack.
A lot of comedians.
I think he did have a coke problem, and he might have died from a heart attack just by doing his routine. I don't know. But
oh yeah.
There's so many comedians. It is fun to go through the retro comedians because there's just a never-ending list. You could just talk about comedy forever at this point because there's just so many. There's so many comedians, and then those comedians have done so many movies, and it's always fun to talk about them because it's just never-ending. You can always talk about something, which is cool.
All right, Curtis. We're going to have to call it a night tonight because it is midnight and I got to be up for an AA meeting in the morning. So,
yeah, it's all good. We'll do it again.
We'll watch the Hatchet films and next week, 7:30. Sound good?
Yep, that's good. I know tonight just sucked because my mom wanted to eat kielbasa and shit and watch a movie. But I was planning on 7:30 today, so we can do it 7:30. What, Thursdays? Are we doing Thursdays?
Yep, 7:30 on Thursdays. You guys, anyone that watches this video can check me out at Autistic Spitfire Comedy on YouTube. That is my channel. Please throw me a like and subscribe.
Yep, and I am
the
Wolf, Curtis Wolf. Look me up on Google. I'm on everything. You'll find me there.
All right. This has been a very fun time. Peace out.
Have a good one, y'all.